So we can use the sub-Ds to model, or we can use our polygons to model sub-D surfaces. And here's how we do that. Alright, so the other way to work with this particular object is to, let's see, we'll go down to 0 and we'll convert that over. Sometimes it's easier to work in the polygons, as was introduced early on in this class. It's easier to work with polygonal surfaces and then use the algorithm, the subdivision algorithm, in order to see that surface using your 1, 2, and 3 keys, rather than dealing with modeling in subdivision surfaces and then converting that back to polygonal surfaces. So let's go ahead and modify this again, convert the sub-Ds to polygons in level 1. We can see that we lose that detail as we did before. But let's say that this is now your polygon surface. If you want to recreate that detail here, you can do as we did before. Now we're in a polygon object and say, let's go back to polygon tools. Let's go ahead and extrude that again. Okay. And create this little bit of detail here. G on my keyboard allows me to repeat that last command. And now that you have, let's go ahead and do it one more time. G on my keyboard. Alright, so see we have this detail that we've created here now. And let's go back to object mode. And now using our converter, we can convert to the sub-D surface, polygons to sub-Ds. Alright. So we go into convert our polygons to sub-D surfaces, and within this options box you have the ability to limit the number of faces. It's maximum base mesh faces. We'll go ahead and bump that up to 5,000, so we don't need to worry about that. Maximum edges per vertex. And bump that up also. And create, and you can see now that that is a subdivision surface again, with the detail associated with that, and it's still in the display level 0, the base model. So you can go ahead and convert back and forth if you choose to do that, continuing to model in your detail in the polygonal the polygon tools, so that you can manage that a little bit better. Now, what we've done in class so far is to go ahead and model in your detail and then use your 1, 2, and 3 keys in order to view those subdivision level surfaces. Right? So a couple of different ways to work with sub-D surfaces. A very powerful tool set when you're creating high resolution models with polygonal geometry. Now, as said in previous tutorials, you want to keep in mind when you're working with sub-D surfaces is that quads are essential. You get the best dividing surface with quads, triangles, and of course n-gons are not good. So maintain your quad polygons to get a good looking subdivision surface. Additionally, if you are trying to depict any sharp edges, you'll need to build in the edge loops as we did before when we were building our vehicle, the Viper. As you recall, I got nice crisp edges around those door frames and window frames by adding additional edge loops. So you can come in here and back to 1 and add in those additional edge loops in order to get those sharper edges. So insert edge loop tool is found in Edit Mesh. Open the options box. You have the options here. We're just going to go ahead in and add an edge loop so you can get that visual. And if you see that that now you have a little bit sharper edge there. Now if I select off of here, you can see that you have a little bit tighter, sharper edge on that now, because the algorithm is trying to solve from this point to this point to this point to this point, and so this tighter arrangement of your edge loops is going to help it to determine that that is more of a corner. Additionally, if you come in here and let's move these down just a little bit so you can see. Oops. If I throw in a let's go and do that. So you can see that that is creating an even tighter line by having this elevation lowered. Additionally, if I put in an edge loop along here, it will also help that to solve a little bit better in trying to determine the shape. Come in here, object mode. So you can see that even in this area here, though I haven't placed edge loops really close together there, I have a corner as you do on this side, that just having the additional geometry here close to that edge is helping it to see that edge more as an angle than before. Alright, so you can see the light is picking up very nicely along that edge. It's tighter here, so you get the light depicting this edge even more angular. You get the different values in here really close together like that. It shows us that that's in a tighter angle. So you can see how this can work in to your advantage when you're working on models that appear to be deformed metal, where you need the light to pick up on the edge rather than a let's throw a cube out here so you can see the difference, rather than this really, really sharp edge along here. Alright, so the beauty of sub-D surfaces and getting high resolution models, and you can see how the workflow is. It can be generated in a couple of different ways, and so I hope this tool set is something that you'll consider adding to your workflow for various types of models. It's very powerful, and it can generate very quickly the types of surfacing that you'll need.